Good evening, Minister Floyd Green. Just tell me exactly where this location is.
All right, so we are in Black River, southwest St. Elizabeth. So it's the southwestern part of Jamaica, part of the area that was most hard hit by Hurricane Melissa. The eye wall would have come on shore here in Black River from here all the way to Westmoreland, parts of South. And so, as you can see, the devastation is tremendous in this area.
Okay, so you would have been on the ground since when?
So, all right, so I'm the member of parliament for this area. I live in the area. I would have relocated for the storm because I live literally by the sea. And unfortunately, my own residents suffered a similar fate as almost everybody. Lost the roof, lost all the back windows. The sea literally came in, moved the fridge, carried the fridge to the living room, carried everything outside, hit off the garage door. Yeah. So I was in Kingston for the storm. I came down the day after.
What have you been seeing since you've been back in this area?
So the devastation is tremendous.
Give me a percentage.
It's 90% of the housing stock in the affected communities are gone. And literally what has happened is that for concrete houses, most of them would have lost their roofs, either part thereof or all of it. They would have lost their windows. And for board houses in the area, they're no more. They're completely demolished, right? And then Black River, which is the capital of St. Elizabeth, all of the businesses in Black River are destroyed, right? Almost all our amenities in terms of our courthouse, our tax office, our hospital, our police station, our fire station, all of them have suffered tremendous damage. And now at least the tax office, the courthouse, the hospital are unable to be used, and we're barely managing our fire station and police station.
So in terms of the hospital, as you said, barely being used, is there a relocation of patients?
Yeah, so what we have done, we had the Minister of Health who visited, the Prime Minister visited the day after. As he said, this is literally ground zero, and the Minister of Health was here as well. We have put in place an evacuation plan for everybody at the hospital, and the JDF, or Army, would have airlifted those patients that were in critical need until we had access to get in the ambulances. We got that access 2 days ago, second day after the storm, and the ambulances came in and moved the rest of the patients. And now what we do have is a skeletal staff at the hospital treated with only emergencies.
In terms of utilities, I've seen a lot of people here. Explain to me what is going on here in terms of with the relief efforts.
Yeah, so you know, in dealing with a crisis of the nature of this nation, you have to have phases, right? Our first phase has been around access and relief, right? Firstly, let's try and get access to communities so that people can get out and that we can get in relief supplies. Now that we've done access for some of the main thoroughfares, and it's still very difficult to navigate, now we can have relief supplies come in. So what you're seeing here is a partnership between the Ministry of Local Government, my office as the Member of Parliament, and Global Empowerment Missions, which is one of our big international NGOs. They did a lot of work with us in Hurricane Beryl. They're back on the ground, and they would have brought pre-packaged relief supplies. So people are coming from all over, from all the communities. What I decided to do was to choose a central hub and to put out the word as much as possible. And as you can see, we've been here now for hours, and as the word spreads, more people come because we don't have any communication in this area. There's no electricity in this area, and literally people are coming to collect these care packages, so basic food, water, so that can tide them and their families over as we try and restore services.
Just to give me
We're still in phase one because we still have communities that are marooned, so we still haven't finished the access stage. You still have communities that we are unable to get into, largely because the water has risen to a level that has not receded. As the name suggests, Black River is bounded by a river, the longest navigable river, and we had 24 hours of rain, so those banks have been overshot, and now some of those communities are literally inaccessible. Plus, our mountain communities, there's trees, there are pools, so we're still in preliminary phase, access and assessment, right? We will move from that now. Clearly, as a part of that, you do relief, but we're not into restoration as yet.
So how long will you be out here in terms of time? You're going to come here every single day?
So we're going to do different models. So while we are here, we have other groups that are in various communities. So you have some communities that are harder to reach, and what we've done is to segment. So we've said to one group, you go to Arlington, you go to Brompton, you go to, and then we use it as a central hub. So we have to use a kind of spoke and hub wheel sort of system to get out as much as possible. We're going to be doing this every day. We're going to be doing this every day for the foreseeable future until, you know, we feel fairly assured that people have at least the basic commodities, right? It's going to take us some time to stand back up even shops, groceries. That's going to take some time. If you go into the town, you'll realize there's a huge cleaning effort that's needed to even get those things back together. So we will have to do this for a little while until we can move to that other phase.
What are your constituents saying to you?
Happy to be alive. They're happy to be alive.
There were any deaths in this?
There have been deaths, and I think at last count there were 6 deaths in the parish. I think at least 4 of them or 5 of them are from this constituency, and that's a moving target, unfortunately, because as you get into communities, there are people who, you know, you have not been able to reach, and the death toll will rise. So that's the reality that we face here. But people are happy to be alive. People are frustrated, right? But people are grateful because it was so severe. Nobody alive has seen anything like this, right? So there is still an overwhelming sense of gratitude, and you see it, right? People are coming, people are saying thanks, people are happy, and I think they appreciate the speed at which we are getting to the relief phase. Because quite frankly, if you saw this place, you wouldn't necessarily believe that we would be here 4 days after the storm.